Some people have neighbors. I have regulars. They don't knock, but they do announce themselves loudly in some cases. Here's a roll call of the birds that make my backyard feeder their local hangout. The sweetest and boldest little bird on the roster. Downies are the only ones who hang around while I'm doing yard work, clinging to the upright peanut feeder like it's theirs, which, to be fair, it probably is. They don't mind sharing with other birds, but usually perch in a nearby tree until the coast is clear. They're sassy with each other, though, often chasing off other downies. I see multiple downies daily, dropping in for a snack before darting off again. Occasionally, one will take a midday nap, just clinging to the feeder. When they bring their young, the constant high-pitched chatter gives them away. Cardinals are my dawn to dusk birds. They show up early, usually with a morning song, swing by around lunch, and are usually the last to leave the feeder. The cardinal was one of the first birds to visit my feeder, and it has never left my backyard. I've had several mated pairs over the years, and this latest one is especially sweet. They feed together, call to each other, and I've even seen them do the cardinal kiss. They're likely the only pair holding this territory, and they seem to have it down to a routine. One of the first visitors to my feeders. A titmouse showed up within the hour of me setting it up. It helps that I have mature oak trees in the neighborhood. They arrive in groups, grab one seed, and fly off to the nearest branch. Their group calls are unmistakable. And once they show up, other birds follow like clockwork. They don't stick around long, but they always make an entrance. The Carolina wren is nature's alarm clock and the loudest little bird in my yard. Just before dawn, the male starts singing. I have a regular mated pair who call to each other and eat together. They love peanuts and dried mealworms. I occasionally put out live ones as a spring treat. I've seen one of them stuff their beak so full it could barely be able to hold it all. They always introduce their fledglings like clockwork every season. As soon as the young are out of the nest, the parents bring them over for an easy meal. A flashy woodpecker with a bright red head and a voice to match. I can tell one's about to swoop in by its sharp call. They dominate the feeding station, taking over the best feeders without hesitation. They will swoop in and battle any bird laying claim to what is theirs. For the most part, though, they fly in fast and furious, grab a peanut, maybe take a drink, and fly off. Juveniles tag along and are easy to spot by the lack of red on their heads. I didn't see chickadees in my yard until a couple of years in, but now they're a steady presence. Usually in twos, though this year I've seen a third, likely an offspring. Donning that cute little black cap, these little guys are small and super fast. I often hear them before I see them. Their call is an extremely high-pitched, robotic sound like R2-D2. I usually film them in slow motion just to catch a good look. They swoop in, grab a safflower or sunflower seed, and vanish to the trees nearby. Blue jays are boisterous, bold, and one of the most beautiful birds in the backyard. They stuff their crops with peanuts, take a quick drink, and head out. They're not bullies here. Other birds give them space, but there's no drama. Jays have a huge range of vocalizations and are skilled mimics. I've heard them imitate hawks, other birds, and even odd noises from the neighborhood. And for some reason, they love the rain. I often see them right after a storm, feathers damp and messy, going after the wet peanuts like they're a delicacy. Every yard has its cast of characters, but this is mine. And that's the birdness of it all. If you enjoyed this video, YouTube suggests this next one to watch.